Yeah, I'm live. Okay. So, bow. There we are. I feel more official every day. Every day as I learn everything and I get set up. Okay. And we live. Love it for me. Okay. So, I do want a little bit of background music because it just helps the vibe. We're going to let SoundCloud choose. Oh, Lord. I got to pay my SoundCloud. Um,
One thing I've noticed about
I was just so excited to go live that I didn't even get all the way set up, but bear with me. I guess this is why Nino used to always have like a video playing in the background before he came live because of moments like this. Okay. Yo, peaceful evening, everybody. Peaceful evening. It is Empress J, your soul sister, here to align, attune, and ascend with you. First, I want to start off with a prayer. Before I go any further, I would like to say a prayer. I am looking for my prayer book, wherever it may be, because you got to have one of those. And if you don't have one of those, get you one of those. I'm sitting on it. Okay. Man, I don't know about anybody else, but it definitely has been quite a busy week. It has been quite a busy week. Ever since the time change, it seems like time has just been going by faster and faster and faster. But we always have to allow ourselves time to break, rest, return to center, no matter how quick life tries to move around us. Um, so, as I get started, of course, I grabbed the wrong book. This is not my prayer book. So, I am going to go off the dome. And I feel like that is the most organic and authentic thing to do when we're talking about core values today. Because one of my core values is authenticity. So, if you're watching it live, I just want you to put your shoulders back, take a deep breath, release all the tension out of your chest, and just welcome yourself to be present, be here. I'm grateful that you're here. Divine source of all wisdom, love, and light, I just thank you for providing us with the strength and the courage and the willpower to show up for ourselves on a day to day basis. The more that we spend time intentionally sitting with the divine energy that surrounds us, the more we feel in control of our circumstances. So I thank you for always being around, accessible, and present for us to be able to vibe higher and align our frequency with something bigger than ourselves. So often we get caught up in the present 3D that we shy away from the 5D and the higher energies around us. But I thank you, divine source of all, for always being present, always being accessible, and always being there to comfort, guide, and lead us in our times of need. As we step into our lesson today, I ask that you order my mind and you guide my tongue to speak to those who need to hear the message that you have sat me here to speak upon. It is your will, have your way, and let's express bliss today. Peace, love, and light. All right. So, as I get started, I am just like one of those people who can often become a nervous breakdown or ramble when they lose sight or lose track of where they were going. So, of course, I have to pull out my notes. But I just really want to just take a moment to establish a positive energy because shifting from one thing to another, people telling you things in the background, life is just always moving. And that is the point of me coming on here right now today to make this video, to show up, is because no matter how busy life may seem, we always have to make time for ourselves. We always have to make time for ourselves and take steps that are going to get us where we are looking to go in life. So I wanted to start off establishing some whys. So the reason why we show up for ourselves, one of the first things is there is no perfect timing for doing things. You just do it. When you get that thought, when you get that feeling that you need to do something, don't put it on the back end, don't procrastinate on it. You have to do it as soon as it comes to you because you might lose it, or you really don't understand how divine that time where when it came to your mind may be. You can create excuses, but when it comes to your mind, there's no perfect time but to do it in that very moment. And that goes to the next thing that I'm about to say. If it is important to you, you'll make the time and effort to get it done. Like, for example, me streaming. This is important to me. I have been a streamer for many, many years, about 4 years now. And becoming a professional streamer is important to me. So no matter how busy I get with doing hair, no matter how many days and hours I have to show up for work, I have to make time for this because it's important to me. And the third thing is exterior physical factors have no control over the choices that I make because it can change in an instant. So if you start creating excuses of things outside of yourself, like, oh, well, I have to go do this, or somebody's expecting this out of me, they have no control. You're giving the exterior physical circumstances control over yourself. And I feel like that's why a lot of us feel so lost, or, energy is being taken from us so often because we're making choices based on exterior factors, based on things outside of ourselves. And nothing should have that type of power over us. We should have power over ourselves. So don't give power to things outside of yourself. That is critical in this lineup. So let's go on to the fourth one. I can't go back in time and make different decisions. This is huge for me because a lot of people will live in this energy of, oh, well, I wish I would have did this, or I should have done this, or I could have did that because this wound up happening. So remember, your power isn't right now. Your power is in the present moment. And when you start acknowledging how powerful the present now is, the easier it will be for you to just make those choices. Like, you know what, I'm just going to get out the way. I'm just going to do it right now because there's no better time than now. And I can't go back in time. Once this time goes, I can't go back in time and change it. So my power is in right now. And so the last thing is make choices based upon living the life that you truly desire for yourself. The more that you do for yourself that is in alignment with where you want to go in your life, the better you will feel, the more power and autonomy you will have in your life, the more productive you will feel as you go on your journey, because you're making choices directly aligned with living a life that you truly desire versus living a life based on the external factors of right now, of what you're just experiencing. And it really doesn't have no power over you, like I said. You have power over yourself and the choices that you make. And so, boom. Today's topic. Today's topic are my 10 core values that I have. My 10 core values. I don't know, that just felt like confirmation. Uh, 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 uh. That is annoying. Please. Taking the time to savor Thomas's crunchy yet subtle bake. Oh, YouTube and their ads. Well, there's nothing I can do. Moving forward, core values. So, my very first core value is authenticity and uniqueness. And I feel like this is literally what becomes the battery in our back. That's what I just saw. I just saw like batteries being put in the back for some reason. But our authenticity, not conforming to society, not succumbing to what everybody else outside of ourselves expect out of us, is so important to your inner growth. Like, I really feel like it's going to be hard for you to grow anything that you're trying to do in your life if you're not being authentic. If you're trying to copy somebody else, if you're always going to feel like inadequate. That's the word that just came to my mind. And so, show up as your true self unapologetically. Like, even my situation right now, when I look around my video, I'm so unconcerned about how the world perceives me now, because I know who I am, and my authenticity and my uniqueness is my superpower. So I don't want to be what anybody else expects out of me. I don't want to show up how other people expect me to show up. I just want to be your girl. I just want to be Empress Jonae. I'm always gonna be a vibe, no matter what clothes I got in my back, how my hair is fixed. When I open my mouth, when y'all feel this energy, it's authentic, it's pure, it's genuine. That is my superpower. And so, moving on to my second core value, accountability. Accountability. Take responsibility of your choices for growth. If you don't honor who it is you're showing up as, if you don't honor the decisions that you make, whether it's productive, unproductive, good or bad, positive or evil, no matter what it looks like, hold yourself accountable for your actions, and just watch how powerful it changes you as a person. Accountability is not to prove somebody else right about you. It's for your own inner growth. The more that you hold yourself accountable, the more mature you can be, and the more you have emotional intelligence. Your emotional intelligence strengthens, because when you actually do the act of holding yourself accountable, you start to use your perception. Your third eye becomes stronger, because now you're looking at the situation from another perspective, and analyzing yourself against it, instead of sitting in this energy of, I'm gonna think about me, I'm only worried about how I feel or what's gonna happen to me. Because that's why a lot of people don't hold themselves accountable. They don't want to hear the harsh truth about the choices that they make from other people. So when you hold yourself accountable and you don't wait for somebody else to hold you accountable, you can do that act for yourself. You can step outside of yourself and make emotionally mature decisions on your next course of actions based off of how you judged yourself. I'm gonna move on though. Number 3, confidence in your intuition. This is gold. This list is gold. Confidence in your intuition is trusting your inner wisdom as your guide. Our intuitive gifts are a gift from God. Our intuitive gifts are a gift from God. When you start accepting your God given gifts as truth and you begin to trust it, your faith begins to strengthen. Mhm. Your faith begins to strengthen. And the more that you strengthen your faith, the more powerful you physically become in this world. You become unformidable force, a force to be reckoned with. That is what faith does for you. But it's not just faith in God, it's faith in yourself, in the gifts that God gave you, so you can always be attuned with Him. That is what trusting and having confidence in your intuition does for you. That is my third core value. My fourth core value is self healing and transformation. It says embrace growth as a continuous journey. Because a lot of times we expect ourselves to be perfect and make perfect decisions and do things the perfect way. And then when we aren't able to show up in that space of being perfect, we often bl- create blockages inside of ourselves, feeling less than, and it stunts our healing process. When the whole point is to have death and rebirth. And constantly evolve and learn. Like I just seen a Pokemon in my brain. Like you're a Pokemon. Like in the midst of the battle, you're gonna transform if you allow yourself to see it through and not run from it and create mental blockages in yourself like, oh, this thing is bigger than me, it's more powerful than me, there's no way that I could be able to, overcome this. When you start allowing transformation to happen in your life and you stand in the paint no matter what it looks like, you begin to evolve right in front of your eyes. So self-healing and transformation go hand in hand, because you have to accept the, where you may lack in or where you may need some, healing in order to transform. So accountability, confidence in your intuition, and then actually allowing yourself to heal and transform. That's the process. And then we're gonna go to 5. Woo, my favorite. Something I do every day. Gratitude. I just heard amen. Gratitude is rooting yourself in appreciation and abundance. Just speaking gratitude lifts your vibration, gets you closer to God, raises your frequency. Like saying what you're grateful for out loud, and you go into a flow state. I think I need to make that TikTok. There's like a trick going on where you enter flow state. Yeah, when I get to expressing gratitude, I enter a whole flow state because I just start realizing I'm grateful for everything. And it makes my worries and my pain and my stressors so much smaller when you realize just how much you have to be grateful for in your life. Then we have for number 6 is peace and harmony. Because that's what gratitude gets you. Gratitude takes you to a place of peace and harmony. And it says cultivate balance within and around you. When you start expressing gratitude, it creates peace inside of yourself. You become at peace with your choices, your actions, how far you've come, all the struggles and everything that you've experienced. You literally become peaceful internally. And the universe doesn't have anything else other to do but then to mirror that. So you start expressing this peace, and having this natural aura, this natural peaceful vibe about you. When people come into contact with you, when you get around other people, you're just gonna be like, yeah, I'm good, I'm grateful, I'm glad. And they're gonna mirror that. You're like, you know what? I'm good too. Now that you said something, you're right. I'm good too. And it becomes within and around you. People become more peaceful. You make your environments more peaceful. Your experiences become more peaceful. It's like a trifecta. And then number 7 is spirit guidance. When you get into this frequency, when you tap into that frequency of peace, this like you start to see God in everything, and you start to realize just how close spirit is to you, just how accessible spirit is to you. And it says, stay aligned with the higher purpose and divine flow. And when you start staying focused with those things, it gets you to a place where everything starts to align in your favor. And you trust how your spirit is guiding you in this frequency of peace and harmony and bliss. And then number 8 is mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is the actual practice of being present and intentional with every moment. When you are present in your everyday life, I just burped. I don't know what that confirmation burp was for, but it was for something. For somebody. Somebody just had a eureka moment when they're going to watch this video, or if they're watching this. Being present and intentional in every moment. This is what it does for you. It gets you to the point where you never feel like you're wasting time. It gets you to a point where you see that everything happens for a reason. You start to see your own power and just how much of a co-creator you are in this reality. And you really start to take the steps to get you where you are seeking to go, how you are ex- expecting yourself to show up as, to create this definition of success that for yourself that you have in your mind. And so we go to number 9. Now that you're doing the practice of being mindful, being present, you persevere. Number 9 is perseverance. Perseverance says keep going even when challenges arise. You're going to become more aware of different blockages, different things that you have to be accountable for. You're going to start to see just how much you need to heal. Going back to the beginning, accountability, confidence, self-healing, transformation. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. And you're going to have to persevere through that cycle in spite of difficulties, regardless of what comes up and what roadblocks you may experience. Understand that those roadblocks, those blockages, they're coming up for a reason. So they can be confronted, so you can overcome them. That is the point. That is how you heal and transform. And number 10 is grit. Show courage, strength, and resilience through all of life seasons. Because every season for your entire existence, you are going to overcome, you are going to transform, you are going to become bigger, more powerful, more in control, have more self autonomy with each of life lessons, with through each season. And so it's like you just have to accept the journey and have grit through it. Courage, strength, and resilience through it all. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is too big. Nothing is too strong. And so I challenge everybody here to either come up with their own 10 core values for themselves, or write down, go through this video again, and write down your own 10 core values. I mean, that's the same thing I just said. Write down these 10 values and maybe switch out some things or use your own verbiage, whatever it looks like for you. Write it down, get real specific, and make it work for you so you can have your own set of, I heard batteries in my head again, your own set of batteries that you could plug in your back to keep you going through life, through it all. And so one of the things that I love to do is I love to reflect and I love using journal prompts. Like, I am a journal junkie, and having prompts helps me process my thoughts, help me get deeper in my thoughts. So the first question I want to ask is, what decisions am I being guided to make, and what is the value at the root of that choice? I'll start with showing up right here, right now on this live stream. This right here is my swag. I'm sorry, but this right here for me is a pivotal moment in my life. We just began a new lunar cycle. The new moon was just 4 or 5. What was it? The 19th. So yeah, about 4 days ago, 3 4 days ago, and with this new lunar cycle was the sun was in Sagittarius. So we're in the energy of Sagittarius now. Sagittarius is all about philosophy, wisdom, perseverance. It's fire energy, using your brain and your intellect. And so I told myself, if I have all of this wisdom, why am I not applying it? And it took me back to my very first core value: authenticity and uniqueness. So, what decision am I being guided to make? Show up on live stream, because this is a big part of who I am as an individual. And what is the value at the root of that choice? Authenticity and uniqueness. Because I truly feel like me live streaming is the only time I allow myself to be myself. It's the only time where I can be unfiltered, unreserved, unapologetic in the most honest way. Because I'm talking to myself when I'm recording, I see myself. So it's like I'm having a conversation with me, and I'm going to be real with me. Hello, clock it. I may read comments and I may talk back, but I know it's just a reflection of myself and what I'm saying. So it live streaming is one of the only times I truly feel free. And I want to feel free all the time. So this is something that I want to make my career. Not just something I do for fun, not something I do for a quick buck, but a career. Which this is my second journal prompt. Which belief, philosophy, or expectation am I ready to release? Which belief, philosophy, or expectation am I ready to release? That I have to be a people pleaser, that I have to make other people comfortable. One thing that I've been hearing and saying a lot is, no matter what you do, somebody is going to be unhappy. You can't make everybody happy in the decisions that you make in life. Somebody going to feel some type of way. And how they feel ain't got Nathaniel to do with me. I just had to let that sink in for a second, because the way that I decide to show up in this world, the way that I decide to move forward in life is my own choice. That goes back to one of my whys. It says exterior physical factors have no control over the choices I make because they can change in an instant. One thing that I realized is that the way that I am is healing for others. I'm supposed to trigger people. Part of my existence is to trigger other people into healing. And once I started to accept that, like, people are going to be triggered when they deal with me. I'm going to press buttons might press them bitches, and I feel no remorse when I do. I'm like, you know what? It was supposed to go down like that. Hey, cause I know when I speak my mind, when I open my mouth, I pray over this tongue. This tongue is anointed. So if it triggered you, it was supposed to. If you don't like it, that is something that you need to seek within yourself what you don't like. Because I'm a very positive, high vibrational person. And if I know that about myself and you triggered by my presence, that's something to do with you, not with me. So what belief, philosophy, or expectation am I ready to release? That I have to please everybody and make everybody comfortable because people are not going to be comfortable with me. I trigger people respectfully, and I love that about me. And I don't ever want to change about it, and I don't ever want to apologize for it. Period. What emotion? This number 3. What emotional pattern from my past am I consciously choosing to break? I kind of just said it. I'm gonna put the two and two together. Feeling bad for triggering people. That is the emotional pattern that and honestly, I need to choose something else because I'm honestly at that point in my life where I'm like, I see people are triggered and I don't care. It makes me laugh. So let me think of another emotional pattern that I am ready to consciously break in this cycle. Um the word discipline just came to mind. I would definitely appreciate more discipline out of me, more consistency. So I will say my feelings of I don't want to or I'm not ready. I can be very lazy. It's the confirmation thing for me. Watch your mouth, spirit. I know myself, but I can definitely say that I am in a space now where I am ready to be more disciplined and get this lazy bone out of my body. It's time to lock in. It's time to lock in. And I feel like the winter time is the best time to lock in because you ain't got nothing else to do. Sun is down. Everybody in the house. The weather is cold. You have no other choice to either be lazy or to lock in. Everybody in the congregation, raise your hand. I want you to physically raise your hand. If you're watching this video, raise your hand and say, I choose to lock in this winter season. Clock it. Let's get into it. We're locking in this winter season. That is what we're doing. That's the only choice that you really have because being lazy, when you think about it, it's not really an option. We can make it an option, but how would that serve us? It wouldn't. So let's lock in. Create your routines, write it down, make, a little, you can write it on your notes, screenshot it, make it your background on your phone so you ain't got no excuses. There's ways. We can go through the ways. Book a one-on-one with me if you if you want to. If you go to bio.site/ Empress Jae Empress Jae bio.site/ Empress Jae. If you go to that website, there is a button where you can book a one-on-one call with me. Make it happen. In fourth, what practical step have I been avoiding that would immediately strengthen my foundation? Waking up 2 hours earlier. I get more than enough rest at night. I really do. I could wake up at least an hour and a half minimum earlier to have a slower morning. And I feel like having a slower, more intentional morning instead of dragging out of the bed 30 minutes before I got to go to work and just putting myself together, like doing the bare minimum for myself. Like I should be nurturing and loving on myself. I should be catering to myself. I should be romanticizing my life experience. Because I definitely feel this negative ion in my aura that I've placed myself. Nobody else has done it due to me not catering to my spirit the way that I should be. So, more slower, more intentional mornings, more catering to myself and loving on myself and setting my own vibe and energetic tone before I give the world a chance to project it out on me. I feel like that right there, that is a practical step that would immediately strengthen my spiritual foundation. So, if you guys would like, I definitely want you to drop some of your answers to these questions in the comments in the video. Just drop them, like alley oop them, something. Put them in there because I want to hear from everybody else what they feel they could, what decisions they could make, or what practical steps they can apply, what emotional patterns they're ready to release. I want to hear from you guys and get some more perspective on how we could all show up as a collective. And just to close off, I really want to establish this affirmation for this evening, for the next 24 hours. So, our affirmation is going to be, I make choices that support my long term growth, aligned with my highest stability and purpose. Repeat after your girl. Repeat after your soul sister when you say this. I make choices that support my long term growth, aligned with my highest stability and purpose. And it is so. It is done. I just want to say I'm proud of myself for being myself. I just want to thank me for being me. I'm sorry, in my Snoop Dogg voice. That's forever going down like one of my top 10 favorite videos. I want to thank me for being me, and I want to thank you for being you. Keep living and thriving in your authentic energy. Show up as the most genuine version of yourself. Be unapologetic in it. Understand that you are not here to please everybody else. You are here to please yourself and do the things that make you happy, make you feel fulfilled. And the only person that has power over that is you. It doesn't come from any external factors, it doesn't come from anything outside of you. Use your discernment, use your God given gifts to make it happen. Trust in and lean into it. Strengthen your faith in yourself so you can get to where you want to go a lot quicker. I'm here for you, and I know y'all are hearing me when I say what I say. The only thing that you have to do is absorb it as truth and apply it in your life. And I just want to be, one of the things that I always said is I want to be the example that people feel led. I want people to be like, oh, Empress is living that life. And that is something that there's something about her and her life that I desire for myself. I want to I want to be the one who actually does it. I don't want to talk about it, I want to be about it. That's where I'm at in my life. Actually being about the stuff that I talk about, actually being about the energy that I constantly pour out into the world. Like, I want to embody that for myself. That is where I'm at. We are in the energy of embodiment. I just heard that's coming in this next spring, loading for spring. I don't know. I'm getting all these confirmation notes like around me. So just know that the universe is listening when you are speaking, and it's going to mirror the energy that you put out there. You got the power. I make choices that support my long-term growth, aligned with my highest stability and purpose. Remember, your voice, the vibration of your voice awakens your subconscious, and you start having dreams and thoughts, and it starts to reshape your belief system. So speak these affirmations out loud, affirm these things over your life, write it down, get it out on paper, make it true, make it real, because you got the power. Peace and love to all. Love and light. Your soul sister Empress J signing out.